Hi everybody, as you can see it's autumn and we have a bit of a stormy day here today. I just want to do a little video just to remind people that we are now in breeding season for deer, and it's usually October until maybe early December, but into November anyway. But this time now, at this point here, it can be a dangerous time to walk in the countryside. Particularly if you are bringing dogs with you. So if you go into any wild areas or rambling areas where there are deer and you know there are deer, be extremely careful because deer will attack people with dogs. They will sometimes attack people even if they don't have dogs, but in almost every case I've ever heard, the stags tend to attack people when there are dogs present. And the stags are very worked up at the moment. And in Ireland we've three different species. We have the fallow deer, which you're not really going to encounter unless you're in the Phoenix Park, because that's where they're basically a sort of semi-domesticated deer. Some have gone wild, but most are still in the Phoenix Park in Dublin and other parks around the countryside. But in Ireland it will be the Sika deer you're most likely to run into, or the Shika, which is Japanese for deer. And it's the deer that has gone native, and it's actually genetically almost identical to the red deer and can breed in with the red deer and produce viable offspring, but it's a lot smaller. And then of course you have the huge red deer. You're not likely to encounter a lot of them at the moment, but if you do go watching or looking for them, I would advise you don't bring dogs, don't be walking a dog, and stay out of areas where there are deer if you are walking dogs. Sometimes of course the deer will wander into places where people walk daily, and I think the best thing to do is just be very wary and be careful and sort of have a plan should you incur the wrath of a stag. And sometimes they can be actually hiding in the undergrowth, particularly Sika, and the Sika have very stabbing kind of antlers, like spiky, kind of like the red deer, but they're more low down. They're more of a creature that will be you're more likely to encounter in undergrowth or near paths. So just be really careful if you're out and about. Of course, cattle breed at this time of year. Well, I mean, they mate, so the bulls are quite worked up as well. So if you're in anywhere where there's fields, just be wary, that's all. Be careful, but particularly deer, because you won't necessarily know they're there, although you can hear the extraordinary scream of the Sika, which is quite haunting. Many people would say it's like a banshee wail. So just remember, if you're going near deer, or you know you're going near deer, leave your dogs at home. If you're going for a walk, try and pick places where there are no deer around, or as much as possible. Try and pick places where you know it's safer. And always bring your phone. The reason being, if you're unlucky enough to come under attack, at least if you have your phone, if you suffer an injury or you get trapped, say you have to climb a tree or something, you can call somebody for help and tell them where you are. You don't want to be stuck up a tree for hours at a time with say an angry rutting stag waiting below. So that's all you have to do. Be careful, be wary, and just remember it is the breeding season.